Really wild, crazy person, what kind of soup do they prefer? Somebody that's off the wall, you know, comes from left field.
Well, actually, one of the things that these people tend to do is they tend to supplement existing soups. So, for instance, they might like chili beef or tomato, but they add Tabasco sauce to it. Or they might like chicken noodle soup, but what they might do is add additional vegetables to it, or they might add a can of tuna fish. So you see them being very creative in the types of things that they do with their soups. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All you need to know about soup. Let's just eat it and have fun, right? And be comfortable.
My pleasure, Don.
Thank you.
Good morning. You're watching WBAL TV 11 in Baltimore. Live, local, and late-breaking. This is 11 News.
So it's 6:44, and coming up next, can your personality be revealed in what kind of soup you like? We'll talk live with a food psychologist who says you are what you eat.
Well, you can forget about the horoscopes and palm reading. If you really want to know about your personality, try soup. A new survey says you can tell a lot about who you are by the kind of soup you eat. Dr. Brian Wansink is a food psychologist, and he joins us now live from New York. Good morning, Mr. Wansink.
Hey, good morning, Audrey.
What an interesting and fun survey you did. This is great. Let's start off right away by talking about some of the different soup personalities, shall we?
Okay, well, we've known for a long time that people have a very powerful emotional connection to soup. And to introduce this new line of soups, Healthy Choice Soups did a survey of 1,000 people to look at how your favorite soup, what it tells you about your personality.
Okay, now what about chicken noodle? That seems to be the most popular soup, hands down. If we like chicken noodle soup, what does it say about us?
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is the most popular soup in America. If we take a look at the typical chicken noodle soup lover, what we'll find is that this is a person who considers himself pretty witty. They're a very loyal friend. They're kind of a relaxed person, and they're much more likely to have hobbies compared to other soup lovers. You know, hobbies might be gardening, quilting, things like that.
Now let's go down the list. Okay, what about tomato soup lovers? What you say they're primarily pet owners? They love pets?
Yeah, they're affectionate pet owners. They rate themselves as the most affectionate of all the soup lovers, but they're also the most likely to have pets, or if they don't have pets, at least they like pets. They're also very avid readers.
And vegetable soup lovers?
Okay. Vegetable soup lovers, if we could come up with a name for them, we could call them the Better Homes and Gardeners. They tend to be some of the best cooks. They also tend to be some of the most friendly, outgoing, social people of all the different soup categories.
Now, my coworker Dina says she loves vegetable soup, so that fits her to a T, and she's a great chef, too. Now, let's go on to New England clam chowder. That's what Tony likes. Tony Pan, our meteorologist, likes that. Cliff Cox, Westy, our financial analyst, they all like New England clam chowder. So what does that say about them?
You know, what's interesting about New England clam chowder is it has a very strong regional flavor. In fact, it tends to be mainly the Northeast and the Eastern Seaboard that likes that. But those people consider themselves more to be sophisticates. They see themselves as cultured, as educated. They also see themselves as a little bit sarcastic, too. Does that fit your friend?
Are you listening, Tony? Anyway, what about chili beef? Now, this is the hearty, the pizza lovers kind of soup, right?
Oh, yeah, these are the people who are most likely to order out for pizza. No, these tend to be primarily males, and they tend to be sort of competitive, outgoing, sort of the social animals, so to speak. But they're also the people who are most likely to watch shows like The Simpsons or Friends if they find themselves home at night.
Yeah, well, that kind of sounds right. What a fun survey. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, so now it's a lot of fun to do.
Now when you're in the grocery store and you gravitate towards one or another, it might say something a little bit about your personality. Dr. Brian Wansink, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Audrey.
Okay. Dina?
Covering Kansas at daybreak. This is Good Morning Kansas.
Up next, did you know the kind of soup you eat can tell a lot about the kind of person you are?
Up next, we'll talk with a food psychologist.
There is one.
A food psychologist about the soups of your soul.
It's very interesting. Stick around.
Now you've heard everything. I think now every job has been fulfilled. We now have a soup psychologist.
Time now, 3 minutes after 6 o'clock.
How would you describe your personality?
Well, there are thousands of personality tests out there, but they can cost you an arm and a leg to buy. Now, there's another personality test that will cost you no more than a can of soup. And this morning, food psychologist Dr. Brian Wansink is here to tell us how the soup you love can show us your true personality. Good morning, Doctor.
I think this is so interesting, Doctor. Tell us all about this.
Well, thanks, Lorraine, Mike. We know for a long time that soup is a really powerful comfort food because people have strong emotional attachments to it. And so as part of their introduction of new soup recipes, Healthy Choice Soup did a survey of over 1,000 Americans to figure out what their favorite soup told them about their personality.
Okay, here's an example. You gave several here. You listed several soups.
Yeah.
Chili beef, clam chowder, vegetable, chicken noodle, or tomato, and you were supposed to pick which one you preferred. And whichever one you did told you a little bit about yourself. For instance, if you picked chili beef, then you were a social animal, right? I'm guessing
you tend to be very outgoing.
Very outgoing. You're a
competitive
sitcom fan, competitive, and just one of the guys.
Yeah,
now,
in
how
fact,
did you figure that out?
Well, another interesting thing about that is they also tend to be people who tend to very much like to watch situation comedies. So if we took a lot of Simpsons lovers, they'd be likely to be some chili beef lovers in the midst.
Okay, we're looking at the chart now. Now, I'm a chicken noodle soup lover. So what does that mean?
You're in very good company. That's the most popular soup in the United States. And what it says about you is that you're essentially a person of leisure. Okay, you're witty. You tend to be a loyal friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are ringing a bell for you. You tend to be witty, a loyal friend.
Oh, you're there.
Relax. And you tend to be a hobbyist, too. You tend to have a lot of hobbies compared to lovers of other soups. And you also have a very guilty pleasure, and that is when you're not working, you like to sneak a peek at talk shows at home.
Oh, well, yeah, I've done that.